Coming to you live from the KDWN studios on South Durango, Pawn Talk Live. Hosted by the voice of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Dave Carney, and the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas, Michael Mack. Call in at 257-5396. That's 257-5396. And find out what your valuables are worth from the top expert in the pawn industry. Now, Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. I'm Dave Carney, and not sure how much longer I can use voice of the Wranglers. We gotta update that imaging, guys. Wranglers have now blown out of town. The website's still up, but all my friends that work for the team are gone.
Well, you know what? A couple of them are playing in some charity hockey tonight. I'll get to later on in the community calendar.
Yeah, that's some fun stuff. Dave with you. Michael Mack, owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, back in the saddle after a couple of weeks off. You were doing some fun stuff. You had some honeymoon action. You had some consulting action. Michael, great to see you.
Well, it's great to be back, and what wonderful weather we have in Las Vegas. The three of us were downtown at Container Park earlier this morning working on a little deal that we're soon to disclose. But, 78 degrees when I was driving up here, and I'm like, wow, this is the Las Vegas I
That's
live
right.
in.
Hey, if it was like this all year long, they'd call it Orange County.
They'd call it 5 million people.
Exactly. That's the only reason why I keep some of them away, because it gets to 115 degrees and nobody wants to deal with that. We were down there, as you mentioned, downtown, and we finally got a chance, or at least I did, finally go into O-Face Donuts, which we had Sonny on before talk on the show. And wow, what a great cup of coffee down there, and just a cool little store.
I'll tell you, the whole environment downtown is just, it's just cool. I mean, we were in the Container Park and right near the stage, and we all looked at that chalkboard. It's like a daily chalkboard. And every single day you can go down there with your kids, and of course the Container Park's awesome as it is, and you can go in and you could do artwork. And we were talking to Doug McPhail, one of the executives with Downtown Projects, and he says every day is a new mural. And I'll tell you, the excitement downtown, the new marketplace, everything they got going. I'm hoping that we get to be part of something big down there, and it sounds like we are. And let's just continue that momentum. But downtown Las Vegas is on fire.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's fantastic for the city of Las Vegas, guys, because downtown Las Vegas is actually Las Vegas. I mean, people get this confused all the time. They think the Strip is Las Vegas, and, the Strip is located within Clark County, but it is not a part of Las Vegas. And when we think about what Las Vegas means to us and means to the world at large, a lot of that comes with the mystique that the downtown area created more than 55 years ago. And for me, a 30-year resident of Las Vegas, it's nice to be able to go down there, walk, not get accosted, mugged, murdered, or, raped. I mean, it's great.
It is beautiful down there. It's interesting you made that mention about Las Vegas, the city of. When I was on the city council, everyone thinks that you're the city councilman for the whole city. Well, the city's cut in half. The Sahara is really the line that kind of splits the city in half. Most of the city is in unincorporated Clark County.
Right.
So, I was on the council with Mayor Goodman, and he also, everyone loved, he was the happiest mayor in the world, and everyone wanted to see him. And then, the county commissioners, the mayor would show up at MGM, or he'd show up at Cosmo or something, and everyone wanted him there, and the county commissioners were beside themselves because they're the mayors of Clark County.
Exactly.
And so, it's really unfortunate they have these little things, but, Las Vegas is a great place. Clark County, Las Vegas, wherever you call it, Henderson, North Las Vegas, we're all part of the Las Vegas community, and, it is interesting how it sometimes gets confused, but exciting stuff happened downtown.
I mean, it's so exciting that we can't even fit it all into 1 hour. That's why we do this every single week here for you. If you're joining us online at KDWN.com, do me a favor and pull up, or at least do a Google search for this video. We have got some audio that Chad was able to put together for what is called barely legal pawn. Now, Chad, I'm going to let you explain a little bit of this, but I want folks listening to us online to be able to bring up a separate browser and follow along here.
If you pull it up on YouTube, it's called Barely Legal Pawn, and it was produced and starred Bryan Cranston, of course, from Breaking Bad, otherwise known as Walter White, and his sidekick, that they own this pawn shop. And they're making fun of not really pawn shops, because when I sent it to Michael, I was thinking, I don't want to try and piss Michael off. I think it was more geared towards all of the TV shows, right? The guys that do it down here, Gold, Silver, and obviously Hardcore Pawn and stuff. But really well done, and Julie Louis-Dreyfus is also in it, where she's going to pawn an Emmy. Really funny. It's about 6 minutes long. I've edited it down to about 2 minutes, so it has the nuts and bolts of the pawn stuff, and if we get a chance, let's play that.
I'm Buzz Jackson.
And I'm Randy Jackson.
And this is our pawn shop.
We deal in the unique, the unusual, and we always get the deal. This is Barely Legal Pawn.
So I read somewhere that Celine Dion has her own island. And last night I had a little bit too much rosé, did some online shopping, so now I have to pay for my own island.
Tinkerbell playing with the volleyball.
She is almost as pretty as her owner.
Well, that's very kind, but actually, you know what? That's a Primetime Emmy Award.
Is it now?
It is.
I know exactly what it is, but sometimes you gotta play dumb in this business to drive the price down. And to whom was this awarded?
To me. I'm Julia Louis-Dreyfus, so.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this is pretty.
Thank you,
Now,
yes.
what was the category on this one?
It's actually written right there. It says Best Supporting Actress in a Comedy.
It'd be better if it was a leading, you know.
Yeah.
So, what show now is this from? Because that's going to have a lot to do with the value.
Well, it's Seinfeld.
Seinfeld.
Problem is that show was a comedy.
Yes.
You see, this would be much more valuable if it was for a drama.
Yeah, you know.
kidding.
No, well, you know what they say. Comedy is easy, drama is hard.
That's not what they say.
Well, I think that's what
No,
they
No, that isn't
is
the
what,
saying.
That's what they say.
It isn't. Drama's a cinch.
Well, you'd be surprised how many fakes come through here, so we're going to have to check this for authenticity. Stay tight.
Okay. Jesus Christ. What am I doing here?
Give it a little test here.
Wow.
It is metal.
It
You don't
is
have to keep
indeed.
testing it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's you.
Oh, yeah.
You need to
Well,
get a hold of yourself, and I need that back. I need that
no,
back.
no, we're just about to make a deal.
I can't pawn my Emmy. What am I? It's priceless to me. I don't. I need it back. Okay.
She's not strapped for cash. She's on a TV show.
Well, it's cable money though, so.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we got it.
We have
Thank
it?
you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, if I could just get a release signed, please.
Ah. Okay. What is this thing that
It's
what
just
is
another
it?
pawn show.
Yeah, that's about how that wraps up right there. Just another
Wow.
pawn show, but I thought that was kind of fun.
That's awesome. Listen, the video is so much better because the audio, obviously, Chad, you put together the best parts of the audio from that video. But find it on YouTube. And Michael, the reason that we wanted to play this, and you spoke to this, some folks in the pawn industry have maybe take themselves too seriously at times. But this is really a tip of the cap to the pawn business that this is how large this has become.
Well, the industry is well known, as you can see. You have three of probably biggest stars on TV.
Absolutely.
Primetime TV, making a parody on the pawn, and of course it was a little bit seedy. There was some. I heard some of the jogging going on in the Pawn Association. A lot of the old school guys were offended. Oh, that just steps us back 10 years or 20 years, where we, and then, the guys like Jordan and Seth popped in and said, hey, if it wasn't for shows like Pawn Stars or Hardcore Pawn or even this parody, we wouldn't even be on the map as an industry because pawn is now sexy.
That's
and
right.
You have a great stars like this talking about our industry. But what it also says, and I think we talk about this each week, is pawn is not just for the poor and middle class.
That's
it's
right.
for everyone. And that was kind of like an underlying statement that, even a lady like that, a big star, could use some short-term cash, and she may use a pawn shop. And so I thought that was quite interesting how that draw that parallel to what we talk about each week.
Absolutely. And you speak of Jordan, Michael, referring to Jordan Tabak, owner of the Beverly Loan Company. And Jordan's pawn shop, Michael, famous in Southern California for doing just that. I mean, talking about real celebrities, real high profile members of Southern California and helping them through some situations. And heck, some of it's as simple as producing a new movie, or maybe you've got a ridiculous alimony payment because of a horrible divorce
situation.
I mean, geez, it happens in Hollywood once in a while.
But he has Emmys and Golden Globes, MTV awards that he's taken in loan. So
Best Kiss,
this is not
MTV award.
This is not a far fetch, from what really happened happens in the real world out there. So I thought it was great, and thanks for putting that together, Chad.
Not a problem. Is it true that dramas are worth more than comedies?
I was going to say, if I was a betting man, I would go with comedy.
Hey, and that's what she said, because comedy, man, I tell you what, that is the hardest thing to do.
Absolutely.
That's why Chad makes the big bucks here.
Yeah, right.
All right, guys, it's 1:15 here on Friday. We're going to step aside, take our first look at traffic. When we come back, some cool stuff between 50 Cent and Floyd Money Mayweather and the ALS Challenge, as well as your phone calls here on Pawn Talk Live. Stay with us.
And it's 1:15 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, brought to you by Farmers Insurance. They believe the more you know, the better you can plan. Find your local agent at farmers.com or call 888-96-FARMERS. We're still seeing a backup on Las Vegas Boulevard southbound at the 215 from an earlier wreck. Also in Henderson, look out for an injury crash at Sand Hill and Sunset. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hi, this is Greg from Jersey Electric, the largest residential solar installer in Las Vegas. We're changing the name of our solar division and launching a new website, which means big offers and more savings for our customers. Call 877-43-SOLAR. That's 877-437-6527 to hear more about our pre-launch specials. We're giving away Kindle Fires along with Sign Today, Save Today event. Don't wait for your PV system to be installed on your roof. Start saving money the day you sign your contract with us. Call 877-43-SOLAR. That's 877-43-SOLAR to hear more about our pre-launch offers. Our PV systems and finance options are custom designed for you and your home, making it quick and easy to gain energy independence. Fix your energy costs today by purchasing a solar system and protect yourself against NV Energy's rising rates by creating cheaper, cleaner power on your roof. Call 877-43-SOLAR. That's 877-437-6527 for your free site survey today. Check out Jersey Electric reviews on Angie's List.
You've loved them on Fridays and missed them on Mondays. Not anymore. The boss just threw them 4 more days. Yeah! Live in Las Vegas with Dave and Chad kicks off your afternoon Monday through Friday from 2 to 3 here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hi, this is Harvey Blankfeld, host of Las Vegas Real Estate Now. This Sunday, Shelly and I are very proud to welcome Kerry Phillips, Tracy Rucha, and Cliff Marchek. Please tune in every Sunday at 4 right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Voodoo Rooftop Nightclub. Sexy and seductive. Dance amidst the stars at Vegas's hottest outdoor nightclub. Featuring live DJs, house music, and a double-decker patio 51 stories above the Las Vegas Strip. The night comes to life while you enjoy flair bartenders, exclusive bottle service, mystical cocktails, and take in the best view of the city. What could be more intoxicating? Just off the Strip on Flamingo and open nightly, Voodoo Rooftop Nightclub is the place to dance, drink, and release your inhibitions. Local ladies are always free, and on Sundays, the nights get even hotter with Sunday Industry Night, featuring no cover for all service industry members with ID and bottle service specials. Voodoo Rooftop Nightclub, only at Rio All Suite Hotel and Casino. Visit riolocals.com for more or call 777-6875 to reserve tables and bottle service. Voodoo Rooftop Nightclub, the sky's the limit.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
Yeah, welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide at KDWN.com. Dave, Chad, Michael Mack, owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, here with you. Guys, on the other side of this break, we kind of alluded to a story that's floating around not just the Las Vegas Review-Journal, where we found this posted this morning, but also picking up steam amongst national media folks. 50 Cent, and I don't mean 2 quarters or a 50-cent piece, 50 Cent, the rapper, has given Floyd Money Mayweather, our very own Las Vegas native Floyd Money Mayweather, a unique ALS challenge. Now, Michael, the ALS Bucket Challenge is something that's really, catching steam around the country. We're all getting involved with it. You're doing something today, right?
At 5 o'clock tonight, I challenged our employees, and I also challenged our customers, and of course, challenge any listeners to come on down. And we are going to make a contribution for each person that shows. And maybe we can have a nice big bucket challenge. But this is a great cause. It's it's just a debilitating disease that is probably one of the worst. But what a great way to to bring awareness to such a bad thing and raise so much money. But this Mayweather thing is hysterical but mean at the same time.
Yeah, so this is the gist of it. If you haven't heard this story yet, 50 Cent, named Curtis Jackson, that's his given name, or the one that he used in prison, offered up $750,000 in donations to ALS if Floyd Mayweather could get this. Read one full page of a Harry Potter book without messing up.
Wow.
Or without starting or stopping.
Yeah.
Or messing up.
Right. Now, I believe that 50 Cent, a.k.a. prison named Curtis Jackson, later went to say, though, that he knew that Floyd couldn't do that, so they would give him, what, the Cat in the Hat?
Yeah, basically he's saying that he can't read, and he wants him to prove it. And if he can't, or if he can, he'll give him $750,000, but that's that unique challenge. I think it's insulting all the way around.
Of course it is.
Very insulting, and I put my money on Floyd, but, let's let Floyd take it one step further. Why doesn't he put, maybe if not both hands behind his back and take on 50 Cent? Put your right hand behind your back, Floyd. Take on 50 Cent. Let him use both hands, and let's see you whoop him up.
I heard Chelsea Handler actually beat 50 Cent up one time. So I kind of think that Money Mayweather's going to be able to get in that. But now I do recall 50 Cent during one of his more famous post-prison videos was running on a treadmill, and he looked to be in at least somewhat decent shape. So who knows? Maybe he would last 2-3 minutes with Floyd.
I don't know, man. I think Floyd. The thing about Floyd is he's going to hit you 15 times before you even think about swinging. So that would be the biggest problem.
In one shot.
In one shot. And and here's the thing, Jimmy Kimmel, of course from Las Vegas, has now jumped in and said he can do it on his show. And I don't think Floyd has responded yet. I haven't heard anything.
Well, this is really sad because here's two guys, superstars, of course, that were probably best friends a month ago. Maybe at the Medina fight, he was in the ring with him as well. I think they were former partners, and it just sounds like a partnership that went sour and sourpuss 50 Cent, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah. I mean, and really he's showing himself to be more like 35 cents here because that's just it's a low ball play.
I was gonna say when Floyd's done with him, it would be 2 nickels.
That's what we can say. If Floyd's done with him, if there's 2 nickels to rub left together, it would be awesome. Yeah, to me it's kind of like those classic ploys because I've enjoyed some hip hop faux drama in the past. Okay, it's sort of entertaining in a weird sense, but this looks like something, 50 Cent, he hasn't really been relevant in the music game for quite a number of years. And this is one of those things, too, where maybe he can do a drop in a song and say, I challenged Floyd to read Storytime songs, but he couldn't do it. And that's why I'm wrong. I don't know how 50 Cent does that, but I think that's what he's trying to do is just bait him a little bit.
Yeah, he's obviously a little bitter over, as Michael said, the relationship. And here's the deal. Michael has kind of a relationship with Mayweather. He goes down to the store. I mean, I know it's not Jimmy Kimmel, but we'll offer up our show anytime he wants to come on and talk about this, discuss it, challenge 50 Cent. He's more than welcome. Obviously,
you could do right here. Maybe they could fight right in front of Max Pawn.
Yeah, that would
on the corner of Sahara and Jones. Let's do. Hey, speaking of Max Pawn, I think you guys have an ALS challenge too.
You know what we do? Chad and I were talking about this yesterday, Michael. We got challenged by some friends of the show, Sahara Coins and Precious Metals, who went all in with this ALS challenge, got every single one of their team members lined up, videotaped it, and they challenged Chad and I on Twitter on Live in Las Vegas to take part, and we have accepted their challenge. We're going to be dropping buckets of ice water on our head in front of your store coming up Monday at 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30. We're going to take the bucket challenge, and you mentioned before about how well this is going. I think that's a bit of an understatement. Last year during July 29th to August 20th, they raised $1.9 million, which is pretty good. This year, $31.5 million thus far.
That's unreal.
It's just looking at charities overall. I mean, this is a new way, and it's simplistic, and it brings awareness. And, that was my biggest thing is, I saw all these people pouring buckets over their head, and I thought it was in lieu of, writing a check. But what I've heard is a majority of the people who are doing buckets are writing small checks, whether they're $10, $15, $20, $100. But you get thousands and thousands of people doing this.
Yes.
You're raising a lot of awareness, a lot of money. And I think that's the most important. We have a lot of illnesses out there that, need attention, and what a great one here. So tonight at 5 at Max Pawn, join me and my crew. And then Monday at 3:30, I'm going to join it again. How many bucket challenges can you do in a week?
I think you do as many as you want.
Listen, and like you said, Michael, the awareness thing, though, is really key to a disease like this. And we sweep so much under the rug because of our 24-hour news cycles that we've got now. And so much happens so quickly, it's hard to really take into account all the things that go on in the world. But bringing this kind of awareness to a disease like ALS, better known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is one of the most important steps to finding money to possibly make a dent in the disease itself. So this is a big first step.
Yeah, and I think the other thing is we're retooling how we look at doing things for charities, as Michael alluded to. Is other charities are going to look at this and go, hey, maybe there's a new way of getting some money and attention to our charity.
And most of this money goes towards research and finding the cure.
Yeah, well, we have to try to put more into research because we know that's how these things get started, and that's how hopefully they'll be stopped. Now, would love to open up the phone lines here. We're going to do a couple of things today on Pawn Talk Live and later on in Live in Las Vegas. We've got tickets to give away to the Las Vegas 51's home game tonight against the New Orleans Zephyrs, and game starts at 7:05 p.m. We've got some great seats to give away here. What we want to do is open up the phone, 702-257-5396, 257 KDWN, and ask for some stories, guys, about back to school. Whether your kids, your grandkids, or something that you remember. Maybe you needed something for back to school. You find something for back to school, or you're looking for something right now. The best calls today are going to win tickets to the Las Vegas 51's 257 KDWN. We've got Steve on the line with us right now. Steve, you've got a comment on the ALS challenge. Thanks for joining the show.
Hey, hi guys, how you doing?
Great.
I thought another interesting challenge would be maybe offer him like $1 million that Ozzy Osbourne can't say a coherent sentence, or maybe that a politician could tell the truth for 30 seconds, or maybe that Las Vegas casinos can invent a game where the player breaks even.
Those are all great challenges.
I was like, he hasn't played Pai Gow yet, though, Steve. I mean, Pai Gow's the place to break even.
That Paris Hilton could exist on a desert island for one day without food, water, or $1 million, or gourmet food and room service.
That's awesome. Well, Steve, we appreciate the call. Thanks very much. And again, the phone lines are open, guys. 257-5396, 257 KDWN. We've got some tickets to give away again to the 51's home game. Something else, though, we've got, because it's a special day, Friday and Wednesdays, Michael, I should say Wednesday and Fridays, down at the world-famous Max Pawn, 98-cent DVDs, $3.98 Blu-rays, and $3.98 DVD combo packs. But today, again, for all of the folks that call us or join Michael and his crew down at the store, a free DVD can be yours. A great way to spend a really cool weekend in front of a brand-new DVD. So 257 KDWN. Moving on here, Michael, I want to ask you something because, we're looking at, we're looking at back to school time coming again. And obviously you've got two boys in high school. What are you noticing this year, though, that's really becoming more of a popular back to school item than say even in the last couple of years?
Well, I have a boy both in the Clark County School District and in private schools. And, the private schools are going to the iPads.
Is that right?
So they're issuing iPads to the students. And, of course, there's a hefty fine if you lose one, but you can download your books right onto your iPad, and you can make notes right onto your iPad, which is really, really nice. The only thing I take exception to is they charge the same exact price as a book. And that's the book.
Really?
Well, that's the book publishers, and I'm sure that's what's going on with Kindles and everything else. They had to have a buy-in from these book companies and publications and who put books together, the big distributors,
right.
And the only way they would give their books up and get into the media craze of online is by selling it at the same price, which I thought it was kind of it should be discounted. You're not cutting down a tree, and it's just a file. But, it does have the same content, so I understand both sides of that. Now, at the Clark County School District, I see that they are using laptops, and we have both laptops and iPads at Max Pawn at a great discount, and they're all cleaned, and they're all they have programs. And one of the great things about a pawn shop is that you can buy a laptop computer and it has programs on it.
Right.
Most of the computers you buy today, they don't even have Microsoft Word, and you got to pay another $100 on that. And then, some of these have the whole suite package, Microsoft Suite, which is, $200-300. You can buy a laptop at Max Pawn starting at $150, and they're fully guaranteed.
And we both noticed, Dave and I both noticed while we were down there the other day, that you have some accessories to iPads as well, including some of the keyboards and some of the things that will be helpful for back to school especially.
Yeah, to me, the little keyboards that come with the iPads, I mean, that's what makes it, fully functional when you get those pieces of, of hardware kind of, associated with that. Now, not just iPads, though, Michael. I mean, we've got a number of other tablets. I mean, the Samsungs, you've got these OneNotes from Microsoft. Are you finding anything, though, in the market that's even coming close to challenging Apple and the iPad?
Well, I think Samsung has the Notes, and they are a great challenge. And I think it's just two types of customer. I mean, there's a big customer base out there that likes Android. It's the younger generation that likes Android. We find that the older generation likes the Apple because the simplicity. You can see I have both. And you can see what's on top. The Apple's on top because I like the simplicity. That is the backup.
Oh, that's awesome.
But as well as the new Word Surface, great machine, and it's this small, and it's a full computer. So,
yeah.
You can only do so much on an iPad and a Surface. You can, on that new Surface, which I think is cool, Microsoft's onto something.
Yeah, see, that's where I think, for somebody like myself that has to send files and this stuff and that stuff, it's the only drawback with the iPad. But you're right, older folks love Apple. I know my grandma's loving her iPhone from Max Pawn. Guys, it's 1:30. We're going to step aside, take another look at traffic. When we come back, Pawn 101 Part 5. Why is going to a pawn shop so fun? Along with your phone call. Stay with us.
The Southern Nevada Health District is urging parents to beat the back-to-school rush by bringing their preschoolers, kindergarteners, and 7th graders for mandatory vaccinations at one of its conveniently located public health centers. Immunizations are available Monday through Friday at all health district locations. On Saturday, August 23rd, a special back-to-school immunization clinic is scheduled at the health district's main facility at 330 South Valley View from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. For more information, go online today to www.snhd.info.
This is News Talk 720 KDWN, Las Vegas.
AP Update, I'm Ed Donahue. The Obama administration is condemning the movement of a Russian convoy into eastern Ukraine. Deputy National Security Advisor Ben Rhodes says this is a violation of Ukraine's sovereignty.
Russia should take the opportunity to remove this convoy from within Ukraine. If they don't, they will face additional costs and consequences.
There are fears the contents in the truck are meant to help the rebels fighting in eastern Ukraine. Vitaly Churkin is Russia's ambassador at the United Nations. He says the convoy is carrying humanitarian assistance.
We believe that this is something which needs to be done, and we hope that it will provide help to those people who are urgently in need of that assistance. But of course, that does not change the dramatic situation in eastern Ukraine.
The Pentagon says Russia's defense minister recently guaranteed to Defense Secretary Hagel the Russian military will not invade Ukraine. AP Update, I'm Ed Donahue.
The news brought to you by Apt Electronics. Apt for electronics and appliances with free shipping on thousands of items. Visit abt.com. Apt, pleasing people since 1936.
It's 1:32 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, brought to you by the Western Trails and Gun and Knife Show, September 6th and 7th at the Henderson Convention Center, 200 South Water Street. Loads of guns, gun accessories, ammo, and knives. $10 admission and free parking. For more information, call 702-222-1948. Freeway's moving pretty good right now. Only one incident to report, and that's on 15th northbound at Lee Canyon. And Metro is still on the scene of that injury wreck at Sand Hill and Sunset. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Saturday, October 11th, experience the Las Vegas Strip like never before. From the roof of Planet Hollywood Resort and Casino before you rappel more than 350 feet down the side of the building. It's the world's most daring fundraiser. Brave the heights of Planet Hollywood and help support the 3,200 athletes of the Special Olympics Nevada. Only 85 people will get the chance to rappel Planet Hollywood, and registration is currently open at rappelplanethollywood.com. Help support the Special Olympics of Nevada in the fundraiser of a lifetime.
Here at Max Pawn, we have a simple goal, changing what you think about pawn stores. Jackie from Las Vegas posted this review on Yelp. I brought my cousin who was looking for designer sunglasses, and she wasn't disappointed. Left with a great pair of high-end shades at less than half the retail price. We'll definitely be back again and again. The world-famous Max Pawn, located at 6040 West Sahara Avenue on the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones. Max Pawn isn't just a pawn shop, but a resale experience. Swing on by today, and we'll change your mind too.
Attention homeowners, I'm Jay Farner, president of Quicken Loans, and I have some important information for you regarding the U.S. government's Home Affordable Refinance Program, or HARP. We've told you about HARP in the past, and more than 3 million homeowners have already taken advantage of this money-saving program. But there are so many more of you who could be saving hundreds of dollars every month on your mortgage. And Quicken Loans is here to help you save your money. The home loan experts at Quicken Loans fully understand the HARP guidelines. If you weren't HARP eligible in the past, new guidelines could mean that now you are. Give us a call and we'll give you a Quicken Loans mortgage review. It's simple and easy. And for 4 years in a row now, J.D. Power has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Call 800-QUICKEN. That's 800-QUICKEN. Or go to QuickenLoans.com for a mortgage experience that's engineered to amaze.
For J.D. Power award information, visit jdpower.com. Payment example excludes taxes and insurance costs. For cost information, equalizing lender license in all 50 states and MLS number 3030.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
Yeah, welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. Dave, Mike, Chad here with you on a gorgeous Friday here in Las Vegas. I tell you, there's no place I'd rather be than Las Vegas on a Friday night. Later on this evening, we're actually going to be out there at the Las Vegas 51's home game against those New Orleans Zephyrs, where you can also join us. Win some tickets right here on the program. All you have to do is pick up the phone and dial 702-257-5396 will get you hooked up. Great seats here, courtesy of Max Pawn.
And Wally Backman and those 51s in the playoffs have
Second year in
wrapped
a row.
up the Pacific Division. I mean, I'll tell you what. Ever since this Mets affiliation and Wally Backman coming to town, they've just been on fire, and it's good to see.
Oh, it's fantastic to see. I mean, for so long, I mean, the Las Vegas Stars, the 51s, were just a horrible, horrible team to watch. I mean, they really were. It was uncompetitive baseball for the Pacific Coast League. And now with Wally and Frank Viola as the pitching coach and some of the folks from the Mets organization, it's fantastic. Again, some tickets for you today, 257-5396. We're talking back to school. And Michael, we actually had a call that we didn't put on air here, came through on the break. Joe from North Las Vegas called us here on Pawn Talk Live and had a question about band instruments. Michael, do you sell them? Do you repair them? And if so, how much for a good band instrument? I know it's a pretty vague question, but tell us a little bit about that.
You know, Dave and Chad, we talk about it all the time. You know, music is losing its flavor, and not only, you know, is there less people playing instruments, you know, it's all becoming electronic. But the school districts, you know, with budgets and stuff, are squeezing out music programs. And so we have a lot of children who are in music programs. They used to lend instruments in some of the poorer schools, or it's not affluent schools, and they have rental programs that are expensive. And so you can buy an instrument. You can buy a trumpet for as low as $99 at Max Pawn. Well, we have flutes, we have clarinets, guitars, we have drums, bongo drums. I don't know if they have bongos.
I was going to say, you drum set. You got rid of the drum set, though, didn't you?
We got rid of the drum set.
You guys finally moved that one. Did Steve sell that? Moscarelli?
Probably one of the hot shots down there sold it. But you know, it is a good solution. And the great thing is if you do buy an instrument and down the road your child doesn't play anymore, you can bring it back and sell it and trade it in for something else.
Yeah, that's a great point. And if, Joe, you're still listening there too, the repair side of this isn't necessarily something that Max Pawn does, but Michael, you could refer folks like Joe and others who maybe have a band instrument to a place where they can get it repaired.
Yeah, right up on the corner of Sahara and Jones, Kessler Musical Instruments, and most of the brass instruments, they're the top quality repair place in town.
Yeah, and all the stuff you have for sale down there is almost in mint condition. Everything I've seen down there is just amazing. It was like brand new stuff. So it's great, a great selection.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing about Max Pawn. I mean, we talked about it last week, Chad, when we were just doing the show by ourselves, holding down the fort. I mean, when you go to a lot of pawn shops, I mean, you're basically taking a risk. It's an as-is type of a buying situation, and that's why the deals are so good. But you've really flipped the script with that, Mike, because what you've done is you've taken that same principle, but you guarantee your stuff. Okay, you guarantee your products, and I'll just speak from personal experience. I mean, I've bought TVs from you, Xboxes, all sorts of things. They're still working now, and that's one of the cardinal rules. You're never supposed to buy a TV from a pawn shop, not at Max Pawn.
Well, you know, and these electronics today have become so inexpensive, so we're competing with them, and so you have to offer a warranty. You know, I think the pawn shops of old, Dave, we always talk about Las Vegas being the haven of the best pawn shops in America, and we have buy and sells and other jewelry stores that are very good as well. But pawn shops in particular, in Las Vegas, I would say a majority of them guarantee their merchandise. But if you go anywhere or step out anywhere else in the country, it's an as-is, step out of the store, and it's your risk. And when you're buying an item, if you're buying an iPhone 5 and you spend $300 in a pawn shop instead of paying $500 new, and it doesn't work, it doesn't do you any good.
Not a lot, except for what it does is $300 less in your pocket and a whole lot of pissed off.
So we do, we have an online experience as well. You can buy it. We sell on eBay. And all those different experiences, you have to offer a warranty.
Right.
As long as they keep the original receipt, as long as it's in the original condition, we typically take everything back.
And the other thing that's really impressive about Max Pawn is the fact that you want the feedback. I know you use Yelp and other, digital platforms to get feedback from customers and try to make their experience even better. And you heard some of the commercials that are on the air. And I think that is another reason why you guys are so lined up and in sync with your customers that come in the store.
You know, I personally answer every single Yelp review, every single Google review, because they're so important. The ultimate compliment to any business today is not the Chamber of Commerce or the Better Business Bureau. It's Yelp, it's Google, it's Foursquare, or your own website. It's that feedback. And when you search and you see this business has X amount of feedback, I mean, my wife and I, we went, to just on our honeymoon out to Napa Valley. We used Yelp. We looked at the best restaurant, and I also go, and I don't just look at who has 5 stars. I look at number of reviews,
right?
Because you could have 5 stacked up and you have 5 stars, but we saw restaurants with 2,000 reviews in the 4-star. If you have 2,000 and you're in the 4-star, this place must be amazing,
right? Absolutely. Well, you're in Napa Valley too, where there's hopefully a little bit more attention to detail and quality.
But it's much appreciated. If you go to Yelp or Google, go to MaxPond, give us some great feedback, and you can find all those things at the top of our website.
Yeah, no, it's a real easy way to get your opinion known as well. Good, bad, or indifferent. Yelp, Google. That's what business owners want to hear, especially guys like Mike. Now we're doing something a little bit special here today because we've got back to school coming up on Monday. We've got 2 pairs of tickets to see the Las Vegas 51's home game tonight against the New Orleans Zephyrs. All you have to do, call us at 257-5396, and we're also asking for folks to share some experiences or stories about back to school. Michael, one of the back to schools that I remember the most is flashing before my eyes right now. I remember the summer between 3rd and 4th grade and going to 4th grade. We moved from Las Vegas, one of the very brief times. I went to Colorado. I got to see snow for a lot my first time, and now this year my son going into 4th grade, and I'm just I'm kind of getting one of those reflective time elapsing, deals where it's like, whoa, is this me or is this him? Who's going into 4th grade? He looks so much like me. It almost seems like I'm coming back. And again, these are some of the cool things that we get to take with us. These are the memories that we have from going to school. We'd like to hear from you as well today on the show. Now, something else that I wanted to transition to today, Michael, though, you're talking pawn, not necessarily Max Pawn, but pawn in general, this little thing we call Pawn 101, okay? And today in Pawn 101, Section 5, we're going to go with why.
Section 5, that's great.
He's gone deep.
Pawn 101, Section 5. Why is going to a pawn shop so fun? Everybody's got their own reasons for why they like to either garage sale, antique, go to thrift stores or pawn shops, and I have my own. But Michael, talk about some of the cool experiences of getting to negotiate your deal. I mean, really being an active part of the buying process at a pawn shop.
Well, let me step back and kind of get into the nostalgia of back to school.
Okay,
and
let's
something
do it.
I think back in my 3rd and 4th grade years, and I remember my mom shopping at Sears and Kmart for back to school clothes.
You bet, man.
I got Tough Skins that they used to sell at Sears, and Tough Skins, you could never wear out a kneecap.
No.
You'd wear your kneecap out before you'd wear out one of those pair of jeans.
Yeah, you got a broken kneecap and a replaced ACL, but the jeans are fine.
I wore Tough Skins as well, and then back I was in Northwest. It was Seattle Blues were another pair of jeans I wore, and OP, Ocean Pacific, was big
OP,
back then.
and if you had a drawstring with OP, you were good.
That's right. So, when you think about the times, though, that have changed too, guys, I mean, all of us, a slightly simpler time when we were in grade school. Things have changed a lot. I mean, what do you remember, though, and Michael, I'll start with you, that was the most exciting thing about a new year of school?
Well, of course, it was that first day. You went and you met your teacher for the first time, and you got your seat assignment, and, we had our little wood desks, and, of course, we had our parents had us prepared. We had our pencils, and we got to put our pencils in our desks. I don't even know if kids are assigned desks today, but,
communal workspaces.
Those are great times, but, back to Pawn 101, Section 105. What's going on in pawn, and what cool things and experiences can you have, and can you negotiate a deal? That's one of the big questions I get asked all the time. I've been in a pawn shop before, and I walked out because the prices were high. And I said, well, did you negotiate? And most people say, no, I didn't know you could negotiate. And that's really, I think, a lot of pawn shop operators think that people know how to negotiate. So when you come in the store, feel that you can negotiate. And at Max Pawn you can, and most of the pawn shops here in Southern Nevada you can. They have some room. Some corporations like Easy Pawn and Cash America have matrices, so it has to be on the shelf for so many days before they can discount it. So At Max Pawn, we have a motto that any reasonable offer will be accepted and any unreasonable offer will be considered. So, we want to negotiate, and that's fun. People like that. Hey, I made a deal. I carved a deal. I saved some money, and everyone wants to save money. We have 3 price tags on our thing. We have the retail price, which is the manufacturer's retail price.
Right.
We have a regular price that we would price it, and then we have our sale price. And then, of course, you can make an offer beyond that, too. And so you can make an offer on our website at www.maxpawnlv.com. Every item in our store is on the web, and you can make an offer online as well.
Yeah,
so
it's fantastic.
It's a place to negotiate.
No, it's really cool because, for me, my experiences in pawn shops, a lot of it surrounded musical instruments, and you bundle, you also save. So if I'm coming in, I'm buying a guitar and an amp, I probably come away with about 2/3 price on each of these because the guy just sold me 2 things, and he's very happy about that. All right, guys, we're going to step aside, take our final look at traffic here on Pawn Talk Live. When we come back, more on Pawn 101 Section 5. I've got another question for Michael, as well as the Collector's Corner. Find out what your valuables are worth here with us on Pawn Talk Live.
And it's 1:45 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. No new incidents to reports. Freeway traffic flowing pretty good right now. But just a heads up, the SLS Las Vegas Resort opens at midnight tonight, so you can expect a lot of traffic congestion, not only tonight, but all weekend on the Strip at Sahara. Your KDWN forecast, sunny and clear today with a high of 96. Right now, it's 89 degrees in Las Vegas. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Form your team today and help kids battling cancer. The 24th Candlelighters 5K Walk and 1 mile race is presented by Centennial Toyota. This year's family event will wind through the beautiful neighborhoods of Mountain's Edge, located at Blue Diamond in Buffalo. Put your team together today. Ask your coworkers, your friends, and your family members to join your team for the Superheroes Candlelighters 5K on Saturday, September 13th. All proceeds will help unfortunate kids who are battling cancer. For more information on forming your team, call Candlelighters at 702-737-1919. That's 702-737-1919. Or go to candlelightersnv.org. That's candlelightersnv.org. Get your team together today and help kids battling cancer. It's the 24th Candlelighters 5K Walk and 1 mile race presented by Centennial Toyota, Saturday, September 13th. For more information, call 702-737-1919 or go to candlelightersnv.org. Remember, kids can't fight cancer alone. Attention men, are you one of the millions suffering from ED? Has Viagra or Cialis failed you? Are you suffering from low T or just wish you could last longer? New Male Medical Center can help you discover the new you. Their doctors offer state-of-the-art FDA-approved treatments that are 98% effective. You'll see results on your very first visit. Their treatments will work even when Viagra and Cialis have failed. Guaranteed. Call New Male Medical Center at 702-505-4414 today to schedule your no-obligation appointment. Calling now is the best decision you will ever make for your sexual health. Join the thousands of patients who are no longer suffering because they had the courage to call. 702-505-4414. That's 702-505-4414. New Male Medical Center. Discover the new you. 702-505-4414. That's 702-505-4414.
Happy Friday. This is Chad Forster from Pawn Talk Live and live in Las Vegas to give you today's Precious Metal Report. Brought to you by Max Pawn of Las Vegas, located on the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones. Strong economic data and fears the Fed's about to hike interest rates hit gold pretty hard this week, down over 2%. Silver and platinum, they didn't fare much better. Here are today's precious metal prices. Gold's at $12.79, silver's at $19.39, and platinum, that's right, it's at $14.17. Do you need extra cash this weekend? Visit Max Pawn to sell your unwanted gold, silver, platinum, coins, diamonds, watches, art, antiques, designer handbags, and more. For free phone estimates or questions, call 702-253-7296. That's 702-253-7296. Or check us out online at maxpawnlv.com. Max Pawn, where luxury meets value, open every day, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. on the corner of Sahara and Jones. Have a great weekend.
From the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas, the Mob Chronicles present crime, corruption, murder, the rise and fall of the American Mafia. Sundays at 2 p.m. right here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
You talking to me?
Dave Carney here for Pawn Talk Live with some really big news. Your favorite Friday call-in show, Pawn Talk Live, is moving to a new time, 1 p.m. Join myself, Max Pawns, Michael Mack, and Chad Forster every Friday at 1. Find out what your treasures are worth, gold prices, and more here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
Yeah, back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide, KDWN.com. Now, follow up with the Pawn Talk Live crew 24/7 at PawnTalkLive.com. That's as easy as it sounds, PawnTalkLive.com. You can also follow Chad and myself on Twitter. Join in our Twitter challenge, which we'll talk about here in a few minutes. Myself at Dapper Dave C, Chad at Chad Tweet Stuff, and follow Max Pawn's entire crew at Max Pawn on Twitter. Now, back here on the show, guys, just wrap it up with Pawn 101, Part 5. Why pawn shops are so fun to shop at. And Michael, you mentioned that, most places here in Southern Nevada, at least are negotiable in their prices. Most of the places also offer guarantees. As we continue to evolve in the pawn world, do you see that the negotiating is going to become less of a part of pawn, or is this going to maintain, a strong relationship with pawn for the future?
Well, this is primitive sales 101. I mean, negotiating and offers go way, way back in time, beyond, pawn shops, probably beyond the currency.
Right,
cavemen,
sure.
I'll take 2 apples for that.
That's right.
But anyways, it is fun to negotiate. And I think, let's not forget that Pawn Stars, Gold and Silver Pawn, has really, amped up the negotiation. They know, you go in and you ask for $1,000 and they knock you down in price. Now, that's not necessarily true.
Right.
So, we try to give a fair value. We don't try to steal an item per se. We try to give the fair value, because if we take advantage of you, we buy something for less than its real true value to the consumer, you're not going to come back and do business with us again.
Right.
You're going to find out. So we have a motto at Max Pawn that we pay fair and we sell fair. It's probably less of a margin for a business, but we turn a lot of merchandise over, and we have a lot of satisfied customers.
Yeah, absolutely. And, speaking of satisfied customers, I mean, Chad, you and I are both satisfied customers, and it sounds like it's an advertorial, but it really isn't. It's more just, people helping people out. And that's how we've started this whole thing from Pawn Talk Live's first inception, which seems like multiple decades ago, even though it was only about 3.5, 4 years ago. You started this show. And as we've gone, we found out so much more about about what doing good business means, especially in the pawn world. Something that I think is interesting, guys, a little sideline story to pawn. It's not necessarily specific to pawn, but I wanted to bring it up here because off air we're talking about the prices of gold and silver, taking kind of a hit, the stock market going up and down. The S&P is up, the NASDAQ maybe down. Here's something from a former mob boss, a Colombo crime family mob boss, Michael Franzi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Says he doesn't trust Wall Street, Michael, but he does trust physical gold and silver. Now, I know you don't have mobsters in your store because they don't exist. The mafia is not real. We know Oscar Goodman. But do you feel like more and more people are kind of starting to get on board with the idea that, having physical possessions, gold, silver, high-end art, electronics that can be resold is more important now than having a portfolio of stocks?
Dave, we're absolutely seeing this, and especially with, the world crisis we just spoke in the break about. It doesn't make sense. We just had the precious metal reports that Chad does every Friday on the network. But, typically when the world is upside down, and I could say right now, I fear turning on the TV with what's happening with ISIS and what's happening in the Ukraine, troops being deployed by Russia, what's going on in Israel, Gaza's being blasted. It's really scary. And so typically, we see precious metals go off the roof and people are surplusing. And Chad, you probably made an interesting side comment you might pipe in with, is that it isn't the demand's down. It's maybe our dollar's getting beat up.
Yeah, our dollar's getting beat up, and the big the big bankers that buy into the system, the deal on paper, they have to, the thing is, it's a barometer. Gold and silver is a barometer of where the economy is, and if it starts going through the roof, obviously the confidence in the paper starts to go down, and they can't have that happen. So what they do is they deal with futures and paper gold and silver, and they just start, dumping it as much as they can, so it appears as everybody's bailing out of the physical gold and silver, but that's just not the case. Talk to our friends down at Sahara Coins. Those guys have lines, and every time time we're down there, there's 10 people in there buying and trading gold and silver. So it's a hot commodity right now, but they are able to manipulate it through paper.
Well, and even at MaxPawn, Michael, I mean, you guys for a long time, I mean, a couple of years back when I first was really getting to know MaxPawn and the business, you guys were dealing a lot in gold, silver, bullion. Heck, people were pulling fillings out of their teeth and bringing them to you guys, at the counter.
Well,
I mean, that's a true story.
When gold was at its all-time high, 1,800, we saw crazy stuff. People were, gold was being flushed out. But a lot of that gold was flushed out of the market. And what's happened is people haven't replaced it. They're not going out and buying gold chains anymore because gold's so expensive, still at $1,270 an ounce. But, it's still a great investment, Dave. You can buy a Rolex watch. It holds its value. You can buy a Louis Vuitton bag. The Louis Vuitton Speedy bag, which came out 50 years ago, was $199 when it came out. The new ones today are $1,199.
Wow.
Whoa. So it's the same bag, same canvas, same leather, same brown bag, same zipper.
I thought inflation was supposed to be something we were hedging down on. That seems like that's a pretty big inflationary
It's a
rip.
company that's never had a sale in its history, and God bless them.
Well, and that's why MaxPawn does so great with these used handbags, pre-loved, not really used, but they're slightly pre-loved handbags. And Michael, let's spend a minute and talk about that because, here on the show, we often delve into a lot of different topics, but you've created a niche industry, something that, a lot of imitators around the country are starting to kind of, glom onto. But it was your brainchild, your baby, and that was taking pre-loved handbags off of folks' hands and putting them back into the marketplace to others who could really appreciate them. And at a discounted price. Now, summertime kind of edging its way out, meaning we've got wintertime and fall coming up, so styles kind of change. In the handbag world, what do you see moving now more for the seasons? Is there a certain kind of handbag that moves more in fall and winter?
Well, we went from the summer months where you had the larger totes.
Okay.
Beach totes.
Right.
Put travel totes. You put magazines in when you're on the airplane. So totes are usually the summertime. And then we're getting into the clutches. People are starting to go to events, so they have to carry a clutch. Tonight, the SLS opens, and congratulations to them. You'll see many clutches out there tonight. But, just mom handbags because, moms are back into mode and they need larger bags. Larger bags are taking its place. But we have everything from Coach, Louis Vuitton, Chanel, Gucci, Hermes, Dior, Fendi, and many other brands. And, as you guys know, our store has become a fashion statement. I often say that we're a handbag store or a pawn shop inside a handbag store.
It kind of looks like it. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of folks, I mean, this is the thing. If you didn't have pawn on the outside of your building where it says Max Pawn, you would walk in there. You wouldn't really recognize it for what it is as being a pawn shop, okay? The only thing that you could really say typically gives it away is you have a pawn counter. I mean, that's really the only thing that you could say. That's a pawn shop.
And it's funny, because what people say, why don't you just call it jewelry and loan? It sounds so. And I say, you know what? I'm proud of those 4 letters, pawn. And people recognize it's a world-renowned thing. People need money. They go to a pawn shop.
That's right.
And so we're quite proud at Max Pawn. We're open every day from 9 to 8 p.m. and a great staff. Mention you're a listener on Pawn Talk Live on KDWN, and any of our salespeople will give you a great deal. Just mention you're a listener.
And you want to come down today specifically at 5 o'clock because you're taking the ALS Challenge with a bunch of your managers down there. So if you want to see Michael Mack get all wet, I mean, who doesn't?
I do.
Well, we're going to see it on Monday because you and I are going to get wet.
We're going to do it again, but I'm writing a check, and I challenge any of our listeners to come out today and Monday and join us for the ALS Challenge.
Yeah, it's a great cause and one that we're all very, very excited to be a part of. It finally gives Chad and I something to be a part of. Michael's in 6,937 charities. We get one. For Michael Mack, owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, I'm Dave Carney. Chad Forster and I sticking around here on KDWN. We're going to be back in a few minutes with Live in Las Vegas. Until next Friday for Pawn Talk Live. We'll see you later.
If you're looking to lower your mortgage payments and been turned down elsewhere, you need to listen to Mortgage Makeovers with Ken Michaels this Sunday from 6 to 7 a.m. Mortgage Makeovers with Ken Michaels here on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Hey, this is Rabbi Yitzwine of Young Israel Aish of Las Vegas. Please join me on The Rabbi Show every Sunday morning as we explore how you can expand joy and gratitude in your life to make every day a more fulfilling experience. Sunday mornings at 9 on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Here at Max Pawn, we have a simple goal, changing what you think about pawn stores. Taylor from Las Vegas posted this review on Yelp. I went into Max Pawn to sell a Nixon 5130 watch and Beats headphones. Got a very fair price, and our transaction was handled quickly and professionally. I would recommend Max Pawn to anyone I know. The world-famous Max Pawn, located at 6040 West Sahara Avenue on the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones. Max Pawn isn't just a pawn shop, but a resale experience. Swing on by today, and we'll change your mind too.
Positively Kids wants to remind Las Vegas families that they can enroll in Medicaid or Nevada Checkup year-round. And Positively Kids is assisting eligible families with the application process at 4 service centers in your community. Call the toll-free number to schedule a one-on-one appointment at 1-855-777-5447. That's 1-855-777-5447.
Share America's traditions and cultures with tomorrow's global leaders. Welcome a U.S. Department of State-sponsored high school exchange student into your home for an academic year. These international students are among the best and brightest around the world. Make a difference. Learn more at hosting.state.gov.
KDWN.com